In a recent address, Prime Minister Donald Tusk proposed suspending the right to asylum as part of Poland's new migration strategy, aiming to curb abuse by figures like Belarus's Lukashenko and Russia's Putin. Tusk argued that the policy would enhance national security, but it has sparked sharp criticism. Human rights experts condemned it as a violation of European law. Well, to discuss the potential consequences here on World Talks and the EU's response, we're joined by former MEP and former president of the Polish Humanitarian Action, Janina Ochojska. Janina Ochojska, welcome to TVP World, and thank you very much for taking the time.
Welcome. Hello. Hello.
So, give us your thoughts on Prime Minister Tusk's statements and how they relate to the European Union rules of membership in this regard.
Yes. So, the first point is the title of this government's new migration policy. It's regain control and ensure security. Truly said, I did not expect anything good from this present policy, but I wonder what this title means. What does the Prime Minister want to say? That we have no control over who crosses our border? That the border guard has no control over this?
Well, this certainly has been a really large problem across the European Union, has it not? In fact, even Germany is facing this, Italy, Spain, the United Kingdom, and Poland, you know, with people on the other side of the fence, yes, placed there by Belarus and Russia, but they are there. And there isn't much control, sadly, because they come en masse.
But, you know, we were several times by Prime Minister convinced that with our Polish-Belarusian border is safe, that the border guards are working very well. He congratulates them. So, in general, Poles can expect that this border is really very good controlled by guards. But we know that it is not the fact, because I know that in the forest they are the migrants, and they wanted to ask for international protection, but the border guards didn't allow them to present this this ask, yes, and so they are in the forest, and they need humanitarian support.
Understood. So how would you?
Why? You know, why we have this situation?
Well, it is generally assumed, and I suspect there is good evidence to suggest that these people are actually brought to the Polish border by Belarus and Russia as part of their hybrid warfare strategy. So it wasn't of Poland's doing or European Union's doing. How should, in your opinion, Poland deal with this now?
You know, I expected that we will not continue this politics imposed us by Putin and Lukashenko. I thought that Poland can have very modern migration policy, legal, with a long-term vision, and that can be an example for Europe. And under these names, Donald Tusk presented the policy, but it is not the same. It is completely different, because certainly I don't want the temporary territorial suspension of the right to asylum. Certainly, I don't want I don't want the pushbacks. Which is to Belarus. So I wonder whether Prime Minister Donald Tusk, by suspending this right to asylum, also suspends the Geneva Convention, human rights, the principle of non-refoulement, and other international laws,
Understood.
also the European ones.
Understood. But here's the question. I suspect that the reasoning behind Prime Minister Tusk's policy is simply security. He did make a point of saying that those who come here to work and pay their taxes are very welcome. But the challenge, it seems, is that we simply don't know who's coming in without vetting them beforehand. And right now, this structure isn't there to do that. Would you agree?
Why we don't know who wants to cross the border? Because we push back these people. So how it's possible that we know that? It's easy to say that, yes, it is the hybrid war, that it is Lukashenko and Putin. And of course, it is more difficult to create a modern migration policy, which the policy where the principle of Geneva Convention, all the human rights policies are taken on account. That's I want, and that's we Poles and Europe we need. So.
Understood. But Foreign Minister
Yes.
Sikorski says that the suspension of the right to asylum is a sovereign decision, with Poland's obligations under international treaties like the Geneva Convention. Does sovereignty therefore allow Poland to take this step, even under the Geneva Convention? It's acceptable.
I don't think so, and I don't agree. The human values on which we created European Union are very important. Also, the human values on which the Geneva Convention was created is very important for our humanity. And when we will say, we can suspend the Geneva Convention, we can suspend certain human rights. What does it mean? What we want to say by that? So I think that there is another solution, but Donald Tusk didn't ask the non-governmental organizations dealing with migration, and these organizations, they have a very big experience. And I think that all people engaged in the migration issues, we will with happiness support Donald Tusk in creating a good migration policy.
Indeed. Well, perhaps that conversation may yet happen. In the last couple of minutes that we have left, how do you think the European Union is going to respond to Prime Minister Tusk's proposal?
Also, I'm asked me by myself, but I think we have wait for the government meeting on October 15th, because Donald Tusk will present the details of this migration policy, and perhaps we will learn more about this modern migration policy. I try for now to stop a little bit my critics and to wait of the October 15th, the anniversary of the new government in Poland, 1 year.
Understood. Now, we still have a few seconds left, so I've got time to squeeze this question in. What kind of structures do you think should be put in place in order to vet these migrants who are already standing at Poland's borders? What should be done to help them?
I think that the legal path and the rule of law, they are the fundaments of a safe border and the good work also of border guards. And I think that the importance is also to create the different educational programs about the migration, about the refugees, about the problems in different countries. You know, in watching your informations, I saw a lot of news from different countries. If you see the news from in Polish TV, there is only the Polish politics and sometimes something from United States.
Understood. Well, thank you very much. I mean, we do our best to bring as comprehensive coverage as possible. Janina Ochojska, thank you so much for taking the time.
Thank you so much.
For your opinion. Have a good evening. And that's all from us in this episode of World Talks. Goodbye.